first console... Oh, hey, I'm CJ, by the way.
I'm Brett.
I think my first console was a PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay. So it was the first, console you actually have any memories with.
Yeah, and the game I remember most was Spyro.
Spyro the Dragon.
I played that more than anything.
Yeah, I remember with PS1, we had one for a brief period. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, with PS1 anyway, I remember playing a lot of demo discs. Because you'd get them, in the mail.
Yeah.
And, in magazines. I remember playing Final Fantasy VII demo, Spyro demo, Crash demo,
demos.
Tony Hawk demo.
You didn't play full games.
Mainly all demos. That's all my history and memory of PS1.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then I had a PlayStation 2.
I did too for a brief period. I never had much of a connection to PlayStation until PS3. I was mainly Nintendo.
You hung out with me all the time when I had a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I played all Guitar Hero and DDR.
Yeah, you were a party game guy.
I also played a lot of Medal of Honor and a bunch of military games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have some memories of Medal of Honor and what's it called?
Medal of Honor
and Metal Gear. I barely played Metal Gear, but I remember playing it in my dad's basement one time. I remember playing it with Bob. I don't remember how we got it or when, but I just have a memory of it.
And I didn't have a GameCube for a while. I remember the first time I hung out with Brett. I went to his house. It was in 5th grade, and he showed me his GameCube, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, you didn't have a GameCube, right? Didn't you get one later on?
I did.
Because you played Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. I didn't have a GameCube yet, but I saw you and you showed me all your games. And
yeah, I had Super Mario Sunshine.
I remember I came into your house.
Wait, here we go. This is literally my old cases. I still have them.
How do you still have those after all the times you moved?
I don't know, man. I don't have any of the games, just the cases.
Let's look at them.
You came over, I showed you some Mario Party 5. That's PS2. Oh, I had this on GameCube. Need for Speed Underground 2. Tony Hawk's Underground. Tony Hawk's Mega Wasteland.
I remember you played a bunch of these.
Guys, I'm disappointed in myself. I spent way too much time on Tony Hawk games. They're good. When I look back at them, they're good, not great. I spent hundreds upon hundreds of hours on these 3 games. So many hours. Tony Hawk's.
Yeah, I watched you play it all the time. I personally...
This is my favorite one. You didn't like it?
I couldn't... I wasn't good.
But you liked skateboarding at the time.
I did, but I watched you play all the time.
Yeah, but
I enjoyed watching you play because you just did combos forever.
Oh, I was so good.
Combos for days.
I'm forever in my life, I've only been good at 2 games, and that's Tony Hawk and Smash Bros. That's the only games I consider myself actually good at.
What else did you play?
Okay, well, aside from the hundreds upon hundreds of wasted hours of Tony Hawk, I can't stress that enough. I'm so disappointed in myself, because I missed a ton of good RPGs and stuff. Zelda, The Master Quest, Brandon Sheik, if you're watching this, we sold this game once to play a show to sell tickets, remember?
I don't...
And it's worth so much money, we sold it for $30. But anyway.
Are you serious? It's worth a bunch of money now?
Yeah. Zelda the Wind Waker, one of my favorite games of all time. Amazing game. I remember showing you that. Need for Speed Most Wanted. I love Need for Speed too. Smash Bros. Melee. One of the best games of all time.
You played that a lot?
Yeah.
I was always Kirby. I sucked, and I just loved watching the fights.
Went back and played it recently. Not as good as Smash Bros. Wii U, I will say. It just doesn't feel as good. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but... amazing game, you know this. Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah. I loved Mario Kart. It's getting too drifty now. Hard to drive.
They put a lot more emphasis on drifting because it makes it more about skill and not about items and stuff. If you can drift really
I think
good,
this was more fun because it was simpler and easier.
It was simpler, but it had drifting.
Man, I remember this game.
It's so good. We should play it after this.
We should.
ATV Quad Power Racing 2. I
played a lot of ATV games. I did free mode.
I spent a ton of time on this game. I loved this game. Loved it. It had an amazing soundtrack. I remember there's a Boxcar Racer.
I played this game too.
Blink-182 spin-off Boxcar Racer had a song on there. I remember listening to it over and over.
That's funny.
This brings back tons of memories. Kirby Air Ride in my basement when I lived in South County of Missouri or whatever. If you're watching this from somewhere else in Missouri, I love this game. Ton of memories. There's games missing. Soul Calibur 2. Spent a ton of time with that.
Well, when I came over, I remember you showed me Star Fox and we put it in.
Dragon Ball Z. It's always fun.
Isn't it called Star Fox?
Star Fox Adventures. That was my first GameCube game ever.
Really?
Yeah, I got my GameCube.
See, I remember you showed it to me and then you put it in.
And I remember the graphics we thought looked so amazing. I wonder what they look like now when we look back at it. Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet. A lot of people hate it because it's way different from all the other Star Fox games. But
and then I started going over to his house.
More of a Zelda game. But yeah.
He got some Sonic games.
Oh, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I don't have those cases. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Sonic Adventure.
And he have what are they called?
Raising Your Chows.
Chows.
Chows. Where have the chows been? There's no chows in Sonic anymore. That was literally my favorite part. Come on. Bring back chows. Sonic Heroes came out. I got it. And I was like, sweet, gonna jump back in.
He had a bunch of chows.
Get some new chows.
We named. I guess you gave me one, even though like I didn't have an account. Like you
just on my game.
You were just like, here, this one's yours.
Yeah,
and then you named him.
You named him Goldberg.
Yeah, that was my favorite wrestler.
Yeah, Goldberg. I remember one time. This is a little embarrassing, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. My memory card had all my chows on it, and my chow Flappy. He was a super rare. Something's phone's ringing. That's me. Anyway. It was a super rare chow. You could actually see through him, which wasn't even in the guide for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It never said you could get chows that you can see through.
Yeah.
It just happened. So then we made a bunch of babies, but this one had a bunch of S's in its rankings. If you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. And it frickin'... I gave like the memory card to my sister Casey and Candace or whatever, and they like deleted it somehow. I don't remember how, but I literally remember crying.
You were crying?
I was crying because of how sad I was. Because you spend time getting the perfect ranks. Like, they can birth, like, with good scores, but you can, like, keep on... It's like prestiging.
Does she know what she did?
Yeah, she remembers. I know she's watching. She remembers. I was crying. But then, I was wrong. It wasn't gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I got on it, and then I remember it died. Like right after that.
What died?
They can die.
Oh, the memory card?
The chows.
Oh, the chows.
They can die. Like when they're prestiging is what I'm calling it. It's not what it's really called. They like go back from like to the start, but they get a better rank. When he went back, it played the sad music, and he was gone.
And did you cry again?
I was just really sad. I didn't cry that time.
Because you know it's a part of the game now.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. That's just what happens. Sonic taught you to be passionate and care about your chows. But yeah, I'm missing some cases, but that's
just... And then, let's see, then I got a GameCube. The GameCube, you could, open the tray.
Yeah.
And the game would still play.
Yeah, would it sometimes? If you like...
And one time my stepdad got mad at me, and he said he's going to shut off my game, and he went and pressed it, and then the disc tray opened, but the game kept going.
And then what did he do?
I thought that was funny.
Did he just walk away and think that it was fine?
I think so.
But you just closed it and it kept playing it again? I think the game would stop, but you could close it and then it would come right back to where it was. I think that's what would happen. I don't think it like kept playing. But if you opened it, it would go to like a black screen with words, close it, and then it would go right back to where the game was.
And shortly after that...
Xbox 360?
I got an Xbox 360. What did I play on Xbox 360? I have a lot of memories of Halo.
I got a Wii. I didn't play the 360 at first. I was still on the Nintendo bandwagon.
Did those come out around the same time?
Yeah, Xbox 360 came out in 2005 at the end of the year. Wii came out in 2006 at the end of the year.
I didn't get a Wii.
I know. I don't think you got a 360 at launch, though.
You got a Wii for your birthday?
For Christmas, the year it came out. They were really rare.
And how did you feel when you got that?
I honestly couldn't believe it. It was even on the news that these damn Wiis were impossible to find. Luckily, a family member's mom worked at Nintendo in Seattle. I think she didn't work. She was like some type of I don't really know what she was, but She worked at Nintendo, had a hookup, a connection. My mom was able to get it. I had one box under the Christmas tree. It was way bigger than a console box. So I had no clue what it could be.
Oh, so you weren't even expecting a Wii?
Yeah, they put the Wii box inside of a huge box and said, sorry, we couldn't get you the Wii, but we got you something we think you'll like. And I honestly couldn't even believe it. Christmas, I opened it up, and...
What game did you come with it?
I was an idiot. I was an idiot because this is what I did. I got Zelda Twilight Princess on GameCube because I didn't know I was going to get a Wii for Christmas. And it came out of both. But I started on GameCube, and then when the Wii came out, I was like, okay, I don't have any games, except Wii Sports because it came with it. So I go to GameStop without doing any research or anything on these games. I picked up this Far Cry game on Wii, and I brought it home, and it was terrible. It was so bad. That was my first Wii memory. And then I remember actually, begging my old stepdad to get me Twilight Princess on Wii, even though I already started it on GameCube. So I got it on Wii, started it over. I was only in 6 hours.
Is that the one with the forest?
That's just the Lost Woods theme song. I don't remember.
I haven't played through the Zeldas.
You played some of Twilight Princess.
I got past the Water Temple, but...
And Ocarina of Time.
But, I have a lot of memories with your Wii.
What a strange name, Nintendo. Come on. Yeah. I have a ton of memories of the Wii. It's a good console, especially with friends. You're playing Mario Kart, you're playing shooter games, you're playing sports games. I remember being at your old ex-girlfriend's house and we were all playing Wii bowling and it was a ton of fun.
I remember that, but...
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Her dad played Call of Duty every day.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember, I watched you play a lot of Zelda and watched you play... You played a lot of Tony Hawk on the Wii, too.
Yes, and they were so bad. They were so bad on Wii, and I still played them! I talked about this in a previous video.
That's where we learned about Escape the Fate.
Oh, yes, okay, so Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam, alright, came out. It was a bad game, let's be honest. It was kind of fun, but it was bad.
Well, why'd you play it so much?
Because it was Tony Hawk, I was obsessed. They weren't even good anymore, and I kept playing them.
You just loved everything skating.
Yeah, but there was an Escape the Fate song, which now you might know the band as kind of embarrassing, but back then, before they were popular or anything, they were still not popular at all.
Yeah.
They had a song on Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam, and that got us into heavier music.
Yeah, because we listened to the album on the way home in a Mustang.
Oh yeah, Johnny's Mustang.
And we were like, this is really...
We're like, I remember I kept looking back, you're like, this is really good.
We kept looking at each other.
This is different, what's this screaming? We're like, he's screaming, but I like it. Because, back then we were like...
It was heavy. But it's not even heavy, but we thought it was heavy.
We thought it was heavy. There were some heavy parts of old Escape the Fate. I'm gonna stand by it today. Escape the Fate, what's the name of the album? Dying is Your Latest Fashion?
I think so.
Okay, that album is still really good. I don't care what anyone says.
It is.
New stuff is not very good. Even Ronnie Radke, any of his new stuff's not very good.
I guess that's video game related because we discovered
a music genre.
We discovered our love for music through a game.
It was kind of hardish. It was post-hardcore music. And then that got us into metal, and then we started a band, and then we have a whole chain of memories, all because of Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam.
That's true.
We have shows that we played and traveling around the world, all because of Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam.
That is true. That's why that was what got our high school started.
Yeah. Escape the Fate, and then we started listening to a bunch of other heavy bands.
We went and saw Escape the Fate live.
It was my first show.
Me too.
It was at the Creepy Crawl.
Bless the Fall and Escape the Fate together.
And Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah.
Before we even knew they were. Love Hate Hero. What a good freaking tour.
That was a good show. Oh. And that was our first show too. We were loving it.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, dude. Oh my god. that solo in the song called The War. Oh my god, so good. The Guillotine. It's not called The War. It's called The Guillotine. That solo. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Your Wii memories with your Wii.
Wii memories. Yeah, the Wii. The Resident Evil point shooter games, they're not very good. But once again, I played games that were sequels of games I used to love, and they turned out not being good.
But you still played through.
Yeah, like Tony Hawk and Resident Evil.
Did we play any other Wii games?
I played so many games. Mario Galaxy is one of my favorite games of all time.
And
Twilight Princess.
The Wii had like a photo gallery. We had photos in it.
Yeah, we have a ton of photos in my Wii still. I don't know how to get them.
I want to see them because when we were in middle school, we always got temporary IDs.
Yeah.
And because we didn't have our IDs on us, so we'd have to get a temporary one.
A sticker, and every time we came home from school, we'd put them on my wall.
Yeah.
So we had a whole wall of temporary IDs.
We had huge wall, just like a gallery of temporary IDs.
Yeah, from two different middle schools, so they were different colors.
And that picture is on your Wii, but he has a bunch of pictures on his Wii, but we don't know how to see it.
I posted them to the bulletin, if anyone remembers this weird feature from the Wii. If you put an SD card in there, you could post photos to your bulletin. And all those photos are on the Wii's, like, very small hard drive. It's probably like 12 megabytes. They're all on there, but I can't get them. Like, they're just stuck on the Wii. Like, that's just kind of funny.
Where is that Wii?
I have one in my closet, and I have one at Casey she's using for Netflix.
But the photos are on there.
The photos are still on there. You can't just delete them.
Can I see the temporary ID photo?
I don't know which one it's on. I don't know how to hook it up. I don't have any component cables.
Oh.
The thing is old. But yeah.
And then, what 360 memories do you have?
360.
Like, when you think of 360...
When I think of 360, the first game I ever played, I believe, was the first Assassin's Creed.
And...
I thought graphically it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. That's where games were going. But the game overall was boring.
When I think of 360, I think of a powerful console. I love the controller. I think of all the times in...
I think of the old home menu without any media apps or no Netflix, no YouTube, no Hulu. It was just a video game console.
Yeah.
That was weird.
When it started, yeah.
Yeah, we lived in that time. And then the 360 became a totally different machine by the end of its life cycle.
I replayed a lot of Xbox at Andrew's.
Oh yeah, so much Halo. Halo 3. Oh my god, dude, Halo 3 is one of the best multiplayer games. So many memories.
Yeah, but I've played like on the Master Chief Collection. Like it just, for some reason, I guess it doesn't hold up today.
It doesn't hold up as very good. Back then, it felt like a crazy experience.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like, why would I play that when I could play something else that feels better, has better features?
I'm just trying to think of what else I played on 360, but all I can think of is Halo.
Halo, Alan Wake, I love that game. I don't think you played it.
No.
The Gears, we just played through Gears 1 on Xbox One, but technically it was a 360 game. I played it for the first time, and I can imagine that was an amazing 360 game. I didn't play it on 360.
Honestly, all I can think of is Halo. Like, I think that's all I played.
No, you played tons of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, and on PS3 too, but we're not doing PS3 yet, are we?
Well,
we don't have time for that. These videos go so fast because my camera has a short burst of only 12 minutes per video.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. But yeah, 360 and Wii. When I think of 360, I think of Alan Wake, Halo. God, what else was there on 360? Oh, the Left 4 Dead games. Resident Evil 5. We played.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil 5. That's a big one.
So Resident Evil 5, everyone hated it because it wasn't scary.
That's one of the best ones.
It's actually great. Yeah. It's not much of a Resident Evil game when you say the name Resident Evil, but it's a great game nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's a perfect co-op game. We still gotta play through that again.
Yeah.
But I love Resident Evil 5. I don't care what anyone says.
The cool thing about...
You're yawning again.
I'm so sorry, Mom. My mom watches these videos and she always like comments on what I need to do better.
She critiques you.
When I think of 360, like it's the first time like we started doing party chats.
Oh yeah, internet online like, play. It was amazing.
Headsets and.
I think of a lot of Guitar Hero, even though that was also on PS2. I think.
Yeah.
We did a lot of Guitar Hero on 360. There's probably so many more games I'm forgetting because I played a ton of 360.
Yeah, me too. But it's hard to think of. I only remember like Halo.
Halo was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have one of my most favorite memories with Andrew. He's been on the show. We would purposely get people to kill us. We'd like shoot them until they're almost dead on our team. We'd shoot them until they were almost dead, and then they'd kill us, and then we'd boot them.
Oh, come on. That's
so that we were the only two.
People hate people like you.
This was back in the day when it was all fresh. There was people still on mics, like, acting stupid, remember?
Yeah.
We would get them to kill us, and we'd boot them, and it'd be 2v5, and then we would hide somewhere in the map. We'd get, like, one kill, and then hide, like, up on the pit in Halo 3. We'd hide, and then they would search for us forever. And then at the very end, they would like find us, and then we'd be like the most intense match ever because they just had to kill us once, and we just had to like let the clock run down.